Today we are seeing from a house of my subscriber here, and he has a swimming pool, and we are enjoying it here. Sasha and Bogdan are very happy about that. It's a very nice house here, and they have a swimming pool. We talked a lot about a lot of things, and we are in touch with this subscriber for a long time. I mean, like for so long time, for months, and he is in fact living in Australia, but he came to Sri Lanka recently, and he wanted to meet me, and he invited me to this to his house. Yeah, here we are a little bit far from the town. It's maybe I don't know. I don't know about the connection, if it's good here or not. I should wait for someone to write to tell me. I see already 2 people watching. They are swimming like for hours already. Bogdan is very happy. Последишь за ним?
Все. Я уже болею.
Okay, tell him to get out.
Богданчик, выходи, все. Сколько можно, блин?
Yeah.
Я уже болею, я чихаю.
Да.
А,
Is it cold?
Ну как, ну поплавай со мной.
Я не буду плавать.
Почему?
Потому что.
Ну пап!
А ты можешь сесть рядом на всякий случай?
зачем? Там он не утонет. А если он сюда пойдет, то я пойду.
Хорошо. Okay. It's very nice here. The place is full of nature. The house. Можно тебе показать?
Нет.
Почему? Just to say hello. Did you swim enough? Very quiet place. It's very nice here.
No, it's not. No, it's
And
nice.
the house is so cool. We have this car here. Is this in the Hiwala house where you stay? No, it's not the Hiwala. It's the house of my subscriber. Another place, I don't remember the name. Kawala or something. Very beautiful. Even the Buddha is here. The monument. They have swimming pool. A lot of plants. The house from inside. Hey, it's okay to show the house? Yeah, I'm streaming. Yeah? Yeah. So here's my subscriber and my friend.
How are you?
Yeah. Yeah, we are cleaning here. He's cleaning here after we
Clean
ate.
from the mess these guys left.
Yeah,
Nah, I'm just kidding.
the mess we left with. It was a very nice traditional food. Thank you.
Hopefully it was
Yeah.
enjoyable for you.
Yeah, I liked. As I told you, this house looks like I mean, in some series or drama movies. Yeah. I like these stairs especially.
Yeah, my mom, she always had a thing for curvy stairs for some reason. So she was telling us when this house is being built, they need this stair, no other stair,
Yeah.
just this.
But the design, I think it's not Sri Lankan, no?
There's no such real
Ah.
thing as like, this is a Sri Lankan stair as such, but where you can see everything. But because long time ago we used to stay in a place, this was when I was very small, and that house, to get to the second floor, you had to go in a stair like that. So it's been more than, I think, 25 years, but
Yeah.
she loved that kind of stair thing. So that's basically it. It's kind of a pain to
Yeah.
keep it clean though.
Maybe this kind of roof make it more cooler, no?
It does.
Yeah?
Usually, so basically, the intention was because usually new Sri Lankan houses, the ceilings are very high. But as we said, like we live in Canada, so the roofs aren't that high. So we kind of just combined the two. So we wanted to have a house that's kind of different, but at the same time, it kind of incorporated that Sri Lankan aspect of having a high ceiling and this and that. But this layout we have here is kind of similar to our house back home. So we kind of like modeled everything and some changes here and there.
By the way, I didn't see like everywhere AC. There is AC there, but it's not that hot here.
Oh no, because
It's not working, but it's not that hot here.
oh no, it's working. I just
it's working.
Yeah, because we were outside all this time, I didn't leave it on. But usually, that's kind of last minute.
Yeah.
We have ACs everywhere, but the thing is, being Sri Lanka, sometimes when you don't use it for too long, little animals like to go inside and call it their home. So
It's beautiful.
this we got in Canada.
Also in Canada.
This we love paintings. I don't know. We are not like this, like look, this painting, this now. We just like
Just simple one. not the one that costs like
not
millions.
Like millions
of dollars.
no, we are not that. We are not like, oh my God, I wish. But no, if we see something nice, and a lot of things we do is when we travel a lot, what we do is we tend to buy some of the art from like local street people.
Yeah.
And we hang it like here and there. But now it's getting hot because
Yeah, a little
the
bit,
heat
yes.
wave. But what we do is normally we just leave this. If you leave this window open for like 10 minutes, it's cool.
And I like the view here from this place. You see the swimming pool.
Yeah. That sometimes we just leave all. You can open all these windows, but mosquitoes. So
Just go to swim.
you should have joined the pool. I think you make a good.
I don't like to swim that much.
Right.
And they said also the furniture is from Canada, no?
Yeah, because I mean, it's not like it has to be from Canada. We just because we live there, we might as
live
well. Some of this furniture should be outside, but because
Can I show that picture? I like to show pictures.
So
pictures.
This photo we got it in this place, Dominican Republic. So it's in the
This
Caribbean.
one?
Yeah, we bought about 3 or 4. One is here, one is in our Canada house, and one is in another house.
It has some meaning from. I don't
It's
know.
mainly the artist said this was a few years ago. So the artist said it's meant to represent the woman like in the market, kind of like.
In Dominican market?
Yeah, you can think like a bazaar kind of thing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, strange they don't make the full face. Just
No, that's kind of the whole point of that. Not to like, otherwise it'll be like just a normal photo, right?
yeah.
And this is a good example. So
that one.
what happened was, let's just say
Broken.
a couple of geckos went in and they, so that's kind of the common theme. You can't leave things unattended.
Yeah.
Either that or maybe a lightning strike. So one time, so we have this system here, this bow system, lightning struck, and now the unit doesn't work.
You have often such lightning strike?
In Sri Lanka, I don't know how long it stayed, but Sri Lanka sometimes like it's very strong.
People lose their equipment maybe.
Yeah. It happens time to time.
Yeah.
If you like,
Let's check it out.
This one, I can't remember.
This one? What is this?
It's
Also
it's some kind. It's unfortunately it's a bit faded now because of the sun. I think you can kind of color wash it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, nice.
But it's all from everywhere. Yes, let me show you this.
This is also Buddha?
Yes. This one, ironically, this one from Canada.
Wow.
Not from Sri Lanka. We bought this in.
No, it's back. You are right.
It's back. I wanted to show you this thing. So we went to Nepal a few years ago. So Nepal is very
Nepal.
big. Yeah, Nepal. It's North India. So that is so Nepal used to be basically what I meant to say was, once it was all in India, right? So then Nepal kind of became, my history is probably off, so maybe subscribers will know. But when they go to temple, they like to kind of, and then do that. So it keeps it going. So they try to do that for us.
For sound, for meditation.
It has this kind of tranquil kind of effect. And I guess, I don't know how much of your subscribers are into art and stuff, but this is from Ghana. So as
also
said,
from Ghana.
My father works there.
Yeah, the interesting thing that he's
Sri Lankan born.
A little bit wait to.
Yeah, no worries. I'll be right back. Just I just want to.
We started this very well, and even you have like not all the not full the signal.
Today I think they were doing some maintenance here. I think that's why. As I said, this area signal, because we have to install the fiber one.
Yeah.
But for the fiber connection, they said they need to drill a couple of balls. And since we are not here, we don't want to do it. We want to do it when we are here for more than 6 months. Because trying to get anything done here.
Fiber,
yeah.
It's better.
If you're moving around, just carry it with you.
Yeah.
I hope the battery lasts.
The connection, I had an issue with the connection. Anyway, now it's better. I will wait for people to join and keep. I mean, this is the cool thing about Sri Lanka, that people from different places, different work, they have a different level of life. They can invite you, they can show you places, show you things you never expected in your life. I mean, such a cool house here. He wanted to show. I hope the connection will work inside. Let's go again, check how it works inside. Because outside the connection is good, and inside I don't know. It's very interesting. He was born in Sri Lanka, but he lived in Ghana because his parents there lived, and then they moved to Canada, and he studied as well in Ukraine. Yeah. He's a very interesting guy. I hope the connection will not cut again inside the house. Can we keep there? I don't know if it will cut again or not. It seems to be good.
Yeah,
You
sorry,
said
what do you need?
We keep there where the connection cut it.
Ah, okay.
What you were talking about us?
Ah, yeah, sure.
What, Nepal?
Yeah, so I guess before we were, so I guess you would be interrupted. I mean,
Yeah. Bagdan playing.
is he wearing my glasses?
Yeah, a lot of people,
Ah.
they always tell me to show Bagdan,
Ah, yeah.
that he's
I
happy.
think he's the star of your channel.
Yeah, he's the star.
No, what I was saying was
Yeah.
Nepal.
No, the connection is working now.
Is working. Right. So basically,
Nepal, what they do?
So this is a thing like mainly when they go to temples and stuff. So they ring that and they do this. So it's meant to get that thing kind of just going and going, and so it's kind of a game like to see how long you can do it.
Yeah.
That's just me, but there's actual religious thing behind it. Mainly Nepal is a Buddhist country. So
The interesting thing that they bought this from Canada. I mean, this is Buddha, but they bought it from Canada, not from here.
and there's a smaller one we took from here to Ghana. So like they're always moving things here and there.
Yeah. So you are, tell about yourself, you are kind of international guy, you said, like you lived in Ghana.
Okay, I guess to put it simply, Sri Lankan born. I grew up in Ghana because my dad works there. So he's been working there now 25 years, 24, 25 years. So I grew up kind of in Ghana, and then we went to Canada in early 2003. But we've been visiting Canada since, because we had an intention to one day settle there. So a lot of my relatives are there, and after that I did my studies, and then I went to Ukraine, which is kind of why I got kind of interested, like, oh, we have some Russian people in Sri Lanka. Okay, let me see. But as you know, I'm not that fluent in Russian anymore. It's been like 5 years since I started speaking to Russian to anyone. But so I was there to...
You was there when the war started?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was very interesting because I was living in, I don't know if your subscribers know, like there's a place called Donetsk. So Donetsk is kind of where this whole, so they started annexing Crimea. And then soon after they had the Donbass region battle and all that. And so kind of after that, so one day they'll have the Ukrainian flag, the next day it'll be the Russian flag. So we are just like, one day it will be like Greenland, and the next day it's ruble. So we're just like, bro, what is going on, and this sort of thing. So I'm just like, okay, we kind of need to maybe move. So I changed my university, I shifted. After that, I went to do my medical exams. At the same time, I thought I'll go to Australia because there's a bit...
After the war,
this is a bit after. So I've kind of been all over the place. So now these days I'm settling in Australia.
So a lot of students foreigner students get in such situation in Ukraine.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But I mean, some of them had no choice but to stay. I spoke to quite a bit. I'm just, oh my god.
We're switching. Maybe we'll go to another place.
No, I look terrible. It's okay. But yeah, they are unfortunately, like, I can't lie, like there were students. Like some of them, you know, they had no choice but to stay there. So I call some of them like, hey, how are you? They're like, man, bombs are falling here and there, and sometimes no electricity, no this and no that. But
life maybe.
More life. But most of them, they were able to kind of, thankfully, thank God, they were able to get to safety.
To leave,
yeah.
I mean, did Do you know some students who stayed still now in the UK?
I had a good friend, but for privacy reasons, I won't mention his name. But he stayed until he was staying in Odessa, and he had to move to Netherlands. But he's like he built a very strong relationship with Ukraine because he was in my batch. He was studying. He's a very good friend of mine. But he later moved to the Netherlands. But now he started teaching Russian. English. He has his own English club. I just remembered while mentioning it.
Do you know, for example, some students who get hurt somehow by the war?
Unfortunately, there were about 2 Indian students who were killed in Ukraine. This was during, it's very sad. And apparently the story was this guy was walking from, there's a place called Amstor or Artebe. So during one of these things, a missile landed close to him and he was like...
Богданчик, не ломай, Богданчик. Саша.
Yeah.
Sasha.
Yeah. So because of so there were unfortunately some students killed. So because of that, most people. Let's just say now a lot of people don't really want to go to Ukraine to study medicine.
Avoid it.
It's a shame because I mean it is a big business for I think even Russia has a lot of foreign medical students studying there, but I think with this current situation, nobody really wants to.
They avoid.
Go.
So why? Why to risk?
Yeah, it's kind of risky, but again, it is what it is, right? Sometimes these things happen, and unfortunately, it's the regular people like you, like me, because we Sri Lankans
who pay for that.
Because I think maybe some of your subscribers know that we had a civil war in Sri Lanka.
Yeah, true.
People like us, we had to leave the country as well and settle abroad. But whatever it is, you can take the
advantage.
Advantage. I mean, you take what it is, right? Like we left for that reason, like maybe we can get a better life abroad. But at the
now
same,
you have Canadian citizenship.
I'm a even though
I'm a Canadian.
I'm a Canadian, but at the same time, like end of the day, I'm still a Sri Lankan. So I embrace both identities. I think because it's and also like I'm part I'm not Ghanaian, but like I grew up there, so I have a connection there. And then when people say Ukraine, even though I lived there 5 years, I'm like, Ukraine. I know, I was there. I wherever I went, I just kind of enjoyed it. Stuff like that. I want to show you this.
The balcony, yes.
But unfortunately, it's like
there's no light, but it's beautiful. I mean, imagine
the whole reason why we actually bought this land was for that. So there's a
river there.
There's a big river. Sometimes crocodiles. I'm not sure. This being Sri Lanka, when there's a lake, always assume there are crocodiles here. But there are a lot of lily pads out there. So a lot of frogs, everything come. And now when it rains, sometimes maybe snakes are also down there. So below our
there is a
area,
river. Yes.
So this is all government land. It's a reservation. So this belongs technically to government. So those trees, it is illegal for us to cut it.
Those trees.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it kind of blocks our view. But because these trees, some of them, we call them koskaha. I don't know the English term. Gaha means tree.
This is what?
This is bamboo.
Bamboo.
So we have. There's a black one there. There's a bluish one. This is, I think, regular bamboo.
Different kind of trees.
Yeah, my mom has a thing for bamboo trees. So this is a mango tree. This one here. But I can't remember a time where we had. I think we have had, but before we get to eat, the squirrels have already eaten.
Most of it.
Most of it. That's another common.
Yeah, we have squirrels here.
So So usually this is when my friends come, and it's just me and my friends. We just stay here.
Yeah.
And then I want to show you something very quickly. Because this is this thing, because sometimes in the day it gets so hot.
So hot.
So he just You just do that, and then you can do this
Ah, nice.
this thing.
Yes, automatic.
Yeah. I don't. It's
Yeah.
it's unfortunately very slow, so
Yeah.
I think your subscribers might fall asleep waiting for this thing to finish.
Yeah, but it's okay.
I was thinking actually, if you guys came in the evening,
Ah,
we would do here
yeah.
because then you can see everything. You can even see some mountains there, but you can't
Even
see
some
now.
mountains. Yes.
That's one thing I guess.
Yeah.
Like when you come to Sri Lanka, hopefully maybe some of your subscribers come. Even in the most unusual places, you can get some
Yeah.
nice
Good. Nice
scenery.
views. Nice.
Yeah. Now I will close it again because pigeons like to
Yeah. Like
do
to
their business on top.
do their
And,
business.
It's kind of hard to clean that.
Yeah.
I'll just close it.
Yeah, I see like 14 people watching, but nobody yet commenting. Please tell me how you hear us, how you see us, because I'm not sure. We are like far from the.
If they have any questions or whatever they
Yeah.
like to answer, I'll be more
Yeah.
than happy to.
This is also another picture. I don't understand all the pictures all the time. It seems to be like just
It's
stairs.
Oddly enough, you know, this
Maybe Venice, no?
I think Venice maybe. This
Why?
one,
Water.
this is by far, I think, the oldest painting.
Uh,
We bought it when we first went to Canada, so from Ghana. So this picture
Also from Ghana.
Yeah, this picture is an artist called I think it's one of his, if I remember. No, maybe not this one. But pretty much that's about it. So
Yeah.
I mean, these rooms are not used, but usually because unfortunately our whole family is never here at the same
Yeah.
time. So this is
And the
this-
same, even rooms they have this kind of roofs
Yeah. This is a
to
bit
make it cool.
interesting fact. This roof took about 6 to 7 months just to make this roof because
Ah.
it was a bit tricky because of how sharp some of the angles are. So there's two problems with this. Not a problem per
Yeah.
se. Monkeys, you know how monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the monkeys come here.
Also,
Yeah, they come here. But
you live in.
so they come
Jungle.
so they come to the house
Yeah.
next door. I should have showed it from the balcony. They come to the house next door. But they can't. So they're trying to jump here, but they
Yeah.
can't. One monkey jumped and he fell.
He fell. That's why they make it like this.
Yeah.
So
no, we didn't do it for the monkey.
yeah,
but-
slippery.
But
At least they can enjoy playing.
But the unfortunate thing is, we tried to put solar panels, and every single person that came here said that we are not going to climb this roof. This is too steep for us.
Oh.
So unfortunately, during electric power cuts and all, we don't have that option.
Yeah.
So this
Balcony.
is technically my sister's room, but she's never really here. So I was
Technically.
thinking maybe one day if we were brave enough, we'll put a diving board and we dive right into that pool there.
Yeah.
But it's too it's too far, so we'll just leave it.
You mean to to
as,
jump?
As a joke, I told my sister we should extend this balcony and put a diving board so
And-
we can dive straight into that. But
Yeah.
it's 4 feet, so you're going to crush your
Whoa.
legs. So I don't think you're not going to.
And this is always for security. This is.
Oh, this is an industrial standard for Sri Lanka.
for-
This is for repelling thieves.
Yeah, but still, I don't know. In Russia, they make this outside.
Yeah. It's outside.
You see, you
but-
saw them.
Yeah.
Even
but
in
I know
in
that.
Ukraine.
Yeah, and
They
they
make
have this.
outside.
I can tell how old the building is because I know if it's a Soviet.
You make it inside.
Yeah.
The window
because
after
first
this.
they have to break the window to get here.
Very smart.
One thing I notice is in Russia, Ukraine, if it's a very old Soviet building,
Yeah.
the grill they go like this.
Yeah.
Then I know this is like maybe 60 years old. Right. I don't know the new apartments whether
Yeah.
they do that. And I guess as you can probably notice, a lot of things are covered because we are not here. And it's dusty. But my parents' room, this is my parents' room, so they have the balcony, but now the trees have grown so much.
And because of these trees are owned by the government. It's
No,
not a-
these are our own trees.
your
but
own trees.
so what happened was actually there was a time 2 years back before you came.
Yeah.
We had very heavy rains.
Yeah.
So there's a tree. Did you see that tree in the middle outside?
Yeah.
So if you come here, this tree, this big tree here, when we planted it, it was only this. And this
Yeah.
tree is not that old. It's
This
about
one?
yeah, it's about 5 years.
I noticed it's so beautiful, like
This tree,
growing very
yeah, it's we planted it because it
organized
was,
or
exactly.
something.
It was
Not
meant
clear,
to be
but-
it was meant to be a very small tree,
Ah.
right? But it rained non-stop, and then we come back. So maybe after 7 months,
The most beautiful tree you have here.
it's also the tallest, but
Yeah, the
it's kind of a bit annoying because it takes up. So it's basically like its own roof.
Yeah, but you have some solar panel there, no?
Now they're going to dim in a bit. Yeah.
Ah.
Because there was a time in Sri Lanka that power cuts were very common. So
That's why.
because of this crisis. I even told my parents we should put a diving board here.
Even here.
Yeah, but it's, I don't think anyone wants
Yeah,
to
it should be
jump.
deep enough to.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
It would have been longer, but my mom wanted more, let's just say, garden space. So this is, I think, But yeah, if you came in the morning, this is all one big lake out there.
A lot of different trees.
Oh yeah, there are lots. Even still, my mom wants to, like, she always feels like we should buy more land to plant more.
Even those little.
Those are all
plants.
roses, but
all
some of
roses.
them are not coming yet.
Yeah.
And she ordered another 20 anthurium plants. So I'm telling my mom, like, you're ordering all these plants, we don't have space even. Right. So, but this view is probably the best.
Yeah, very
For
nice.
us. For us, it's worth.
So Tom said you are very insightful.
Oh, thank you so much. Normally I'm a very quiet person, but
Yeah.
but if I have company, I won't shut up and I'll just keep talking and talk.
We were talking all the time. Again, also, I think
This one,
the
that's same guy.
connection cut, and we didn't show.
But, so I don't know if you saw that bottom
From
one.
Dominicana, they see.
Yes, same guy.
Ah.
This one, and we bought another version. That one is in Canada.
So let me show the other one I liked.
Yeah.
It's okay to show the bathroom?
Sure.
So
I
nice.
don't know if there's anything interesting
Yeah.
there. but
I don't know,
go ahead.
just this is the kind of bedroom they have. Don't go so far from me because you're sharing the internet.
Yeah. Sorry.
You can turn off there
Yeah, I'll turn it off.
later. Okay.
So I hope-
What is this? It looks like
So this is,
something-
I can't remember if I explained. So this is from Ghana.
also from Ghana.
From Ghana. So
Ah.
we have a couple of, most of it is in our Canada house. So we bought these drums. I can't remember what they're called, unfortunately, but you can, it's like a very instrumental. It's kind of like you sit here and you kind of hold it between your thighs and then you do this. So we bought about 2 of them, but unfortunately in Canada, because of the weather, the drum, the skin, it spoils. So you have to kind of refit it, but we didn't bring it here.
Even here, this roof.
Yeah, that
kind
roof took quite a while to do, but
Yeah.
I think it was worth it.
Yeah.
Because it got delayed by like 6-7 months because of this roof.
So let's just check that picture. Where is it? Here?
Oh, it's
No,
downstairs.
I am lost.
You're
It's downstairs.
You make it sound like I live in a mansion. I agree.
No, I lost between the rooms.
No.
It was in the first floor. Yes.
Normally
That one.
we open this, but it's such a pain to
These.
we just cover it because
Yeah.
let's just say a lot of geckos like to go in there.
Yeah.
So this one.
You said this one from Dominican.
That same guy.
Yeah,
that
this one was recorded, so I
okay,
remember.
that
We
one.
lost the connection in the second.
Yeah. I think that guy was very happy because we bought like 5 paintings from him that day. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But the most interesting, it's about you. I mean, about. I think you have also very interesting life.
You know, it's
Kind of.
I never expected.
You can see.
I never really. It's a bit messy because I slept.
Yeah, it's okay. But here, nobody will see our mess here.
I mean, But no, when we went so we first went to Ghana.
Yeah.
When we went to Ghana, we just thought, okay, we'll stay here for a bit. And like you, we'll just go, maybe stay a bit and then later go to Canada, right? And we ended up still staying there.
Yeah.
And because of that, I got accustomed to meeting so many people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when I went to Ghana, I didn't meet a proper like African person.
Yeah.
So I remember going, I was only like 9 years old, right?
Yeah.
I remember going to one of our, so in the company, one of our employees.
Yeah.
He used to kind of like pick me up. So I was touching his hair, I'm like, wow, your hair is like so like, it's rough, I've never seen this, and this sort of, but maybe now if someone saw that, they'll think maybe I'm ignorant, but no, it's Ukraine as well. I met, I didn't have a lot of Russian friends as such, because because most of them didn't really speak much English. But those of my friends who had Russian friends, they were like, they were saying, oh, these Russian friends are so good, they'll stay with you, stick with you.
Yeah.
But I interacted with a lot of other people when I was in Ukraine. So some of my best memories,
Mostly maybe foreigners, because when I was
other foreigners.
studying in Russia, a lot of foreigners,
Yeah.
we all stick together.
So when I went to Russia, Ukraine, I was, because the Western kind of like thing is like, oh, they have dancing bears and like vodka and all this. So I'm like very interested. I'm going, and I didn't see any dancing bears, and I was so disappointed. Like I was like, what is this, right? But like, you know, seeing the ladas and all the, and
so sometimes it's hot there, even like it's
in
the summer it's very hot.
It's very
a lot
hot.
of people they think always snow.
So some of these international students, you know, they don't really. Some of them don't have, let's say, the luxury to like, oh, I need to go home.
Yeah.
I was kind of famous in our university for like, as soon as it's holiday, I'm gone. Like nobody can find me because I'm gone on holiday. Because in my case, like my family, we are never in the same place together. Even in Sri Lanka, if my sister is here, it's like a big deal because none of us are here. But at the same time, because we are not living with each other together, I feel like that bond is there, because I talk to them on WhatsApp every day, and you know, sharing this and that. But I feel like, and hopefully I think it's a good experience for you and your son as well, because as he's traveling, how old is he? 7?
He's almost 6.
6, right?
Yeah.
See, I started that kind of when I was like 9. So you pick up a lot of things.
Yeah,
from,
he will.
and he will learn.
Very international.
I can tell, like, maybe this isn't the situation. Nobody wants this situation, right? You want to be in your home country. But I say, you know what? Maybe for some reason or another, you had to come here. Just enjoy what you can, because who knows next month where you'll be. Maybe you'll be somewhere else. So just enjoy, go with it.
So you said like you are subscribed to me like for already a few months, yes?
So actually, so I remembered I was in Aussie like that time, and I broke my computer by accident. I spilled something. I was like, oh crap! I need to. I used my other little computer to find out how to do. Then while scrolling, I was bored, and I saw on the side like your thumbnail, and it said Russian problem in Sri Lanka. Like, what
problem?
What problem? Like, we know Sri Lanka has problems, but what Russian problem? What is he on about? I clicked.
So it was a good clickbait. I didn't even meant to. To make clickbait.
I guess exactly. So I clicked it. I'm like, what is? I'm like, oh, maybe another tourist or something. Maybe he's like, oh, it's so good, or maybe it's too hot or something. And then you kind of explain your situation, and I'm thinking like, maybe because when I was in Ukraine at that time, that's when this war kind of escalated, was when my degree was finishing. So I kind of felt some sympathy. I'm like, oh, I understand.
Yeah,
like,
so kind of something similar, because you also left Ukraine. You didn't even finish your study.
No, I finished.
You finished.
Yeah, I finished. I would leave. Even if the bombs drop, I'll finish my degree.
Yeah, it was important for you.
No, of course, because Ukraine gave me that opportunity to do medicine. Right?
Yeah.
I love.
3 gigabyte, I think it's enough. Yeah, let's just wait. People will join anyway. Yeah, this one anyway it will be recorded, so people who will miss it, they will watch. Yeah, the thing that I am in touch with this guy like a few months since he was my subscriber. He was always in touch with me.
Yeah,
hints, Even I met his cousin before he came from Australia, and he finally came, and we met now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
even I've been here more than now 1 week. But like I said, like remember I said, oh, I'm coming,
Yeah.
but I'm straight away going to Kandy.
Yeah,
and
always busy.
always busy because
Yeah.
whatever work we have going on here, when my father is not here, I'm the one who has to go and check
Yeah.
everything. So even though I would say that technically I'm on a holiday, but it's not a holiday. It's just normal. But you know, in a way, like it's like I'm doing it happily. I'm not
Yeah.
like, oh my god, I have to do this. I have to do that.
Yeah.
I'm just okay, I have to go.
Yeah.
Like,
Nice. Yeah. What you was doing in Kandy? You said?
no, I went to. So I got engaged recently. So
Engaged.
Sri Lankan culture, there's a thing where like unless you have the actual like wedding ceremony, not the engagement, that's a separate one.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you have the actual wedding reception, which is where you know they do the wedding in the hotel and it's like grand and all that. Then only like the bride and groom kind of can stay together. It's I admit it's a bit too much, but because you know Sri Lanka is still a very conservative, and I respect it. Right? We are a very Buddhist country. We have like Buddhist rituals, and even not just Buddhism, like Sri Lanka, Muslim, Christians, they still have that common, those traditions as well. So technically, I'm married, but at the same time, like my wife is, but she lives in Kandy, so I'm in Colombo. So because of that, time to time, I'm just either there or I'm here doing work. This whole trip was actually not really something I planned. I was like, you know what? I have like 3-4 weeks. Why not I come to Sri Lanka now and kind of get my wedding stuff sorted out?
Yeah, sorted out.
And
what you are doing in Australia?
So currently, so I went to Australia to do my. So technically, I did medicine in Ukraine. So I was for some time I was in the US trying to do a USMLE, but USMLE is very competitive and very tough. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, you know what? Australia is also having this AMC, so Australian Medical Council. So I'm like, you know what, let me try that as well.
How long you are in Australia?
Now, interestingly, I was only supposed to be there for a few months.
Yeah, I just wonder if you have an Australian accent or not. I don't distinguish between them. But
something like, okay, this is a very easy one. If you say good, I might, good, I might. So if you say that far, good, I might. So you sound like full Australian, like
full Australian.
Try, am I? You know, like I tried when I'm like when someone says, "Oh, can you imitate that accent?" I can't do it because like, but they have a lot of interesting slang, like you know. So for me, it's very interesting because like I know the British English because Sri Lanka we use British English.
You're British English.
British English, right? Because English is an official language here, so we use British English. But then, like, because, for example, zebra, right?
Zebra.
I'm just like, what the hell is zebra? I'm like, zebra. Because zebra. We, in Canada, US, it's Z. We say the Z as Z, right? I think your subscribers know.
Yeah.
And then Australia is like a whole nother, like, kind of English. Like, so the words change. Like, for example, when I went, I remembered I needed slippers. Right? So in Sri Lanka, we say slippers. Serapu, if you say in Sinhalese. But in the US, we call them US Canada, we say flip-flops, right? But then I went in Aussie, when I was in Aussie, I asked the girl, I'm like, one of the girls, I'm like, I'm looking for flip-flops. She's giving me this look. She's like, what? I'm like, flip-flops, slippers? Oh, you mean thongs? I'm just like, whoa, not thongs. No, what the hell? No, not thongs. But then she pointed, she said, oh, we call these thongs. The thongs are something else. It's like...
I heard you saying Aussie. Aussie is just
Aussie,
like abbreviation of Australia?
Aussie is like an abbreviation. So Australians, they say, even Australians tell me they're so lazy, so they shorten everything. So breakfast, they say brekkie. Brekkie, right? Yeah. So McDonald's, right? We say sometimes in Canada we say McD's or whatever, but in there they say Maccas. Right? And like there's so much it's not coming to because I'm kind of half asleep, but there are a lot of slangs like they
half asleep with half Russian.
Half asleep with half Russian, yeah, exactly. Good correlation there. But it's interesting because there is a big Russian community.
In
I think
Australia?
Russians are everywhere, to be honest.
Yeah, they are everywhere.
It's just like the Chinese, right? When you go to any major country,
Yes.
you get like a small
Yeah.
Chinatown, whatever. Even in Sri Lanka, believe it or not, there is a small population of Sri Lankan Chinese. So these people, they came like a couple of hundred years ago. So they stayed in Colombo, and there are many generations here.
Yeah.
But you look at them, you think they're just tourists. So yeah, so some Sri Lankan people also.
They are
do-
Sri Lankan.
But it's a very minor
Yeah.
community. There's also another community. The interesting thing is this term. So they are called in Sri Lanka. They are called Kafirs. But the thing is, in Africa, that term is not an appropriate term because it's meant to be kind of like a racial term.
Yeah.
But in Sri Lanka, it's not a racial term. It's meant like they identify like because so that their histories they were African slaves brought to Sri Lanka by the Portuguese early 1500s. So they also integrated into Sri Lankan culture. So a lot of I think when you're going on the bus, you might hear these different types of, we call them baila music, like dance music. That's from that from they are the ones who kind of introduced it. Sometimes I could be wrong. Maybe some of the other Sri Lankans might know more because I'm just going by what I remember. So there are a lot of communities here, and I think if you stay here long, if you decide to stay here longer, I think it will be good for you to one day go and visit these communities because you can really get a good, because even though we are such a small country, like you get a lot of little different cultures.
Yeah, but you have a lot of things to explore here.
Oh yeah,
I'm 5 months here and I didn't explore everything still.
Yeah, even you know me, there's still places I'm still finding. Right, and a lot of these places are actually not touristy. Like they are like, there's one of my uncles said there's a nice villa on a mountain, and the road, you can't go on that road because it's so like it's very steep and it's washed. It rains a lot, so you need like a pickup truck or like a 4x4 to go there. So I love going to places like that, and I really hope one day like we have a small bungalow in, there's a place called Meemore, if any of you guys would look it up. It's not a lot of foreign tourists go there. They go to the opposite side called Riverstone. So sometimes you guys might enjoy it more because it's less tourists. All like local people come. So it's a very nice village, like waterfalls, everything. So hopefully if you're still around, I'll definitely like to take you, but me being me with all the work and all this stuff going on,
maybe someday.
of course, right? Of course.
This is a great interview. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Do you hear us very well? Because we have a fan here. I don't know. How is the sound? How is the connection? I always worry about that.
No, I think it's okay. It's one thing, I guess. I would love for your subscribers to maybe one day come to Sri Lanka, but if you come here, always
a lot of people are interested.
Get used to the heat. But this kind of heat is a bit unusual, if I'm being honest. Because now in another 2 months it's going to rain, and it's going to rain heavily.
The season, how do we call it?
We call it monsoon. Monsoon season. So so it's common in South Asia, India, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Pakistan. So a lot of times in monsoon season, flooding. So this road, that river I showed you, sometimes that whole area floods. So the road, you came, so you saw how the road went like that.
Full of water.
Oh, it floods. So sometimes these houses, they have to take a small boat. So it's off, but it's like
crazy.
Luckily we don't get flooded, so it's not a
It turns like vignettes in Russian. I don't know. Venice in English. How do they call it?
Which one?
The town that is full of water.
Venetia. Isn't that in Ukraine?
Italy. No.
Venice.
Venice.
Yeah, you can say that, but not like oh my god, this is romantic. This is like oh my god, it's raining.
Did you even visit it? No.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
on the top of my head, I've been to, let me just, so I count Sri Lanka as one because that's like you have to explore.
Yeah.
I guess I've been to US mainly because I live in a place called Brampton. Brampton. So Brampton, if you drive about an hour and a half, it goes to the US. So, sorry, what I meant was, so if these guys will know, Niagara Falls, right? I like to say that Canadians have the better part of the Niagara Falls. I think maybe the US, the Americans might not be happy to hear that. But yeah, so what we do is we commonly go to Niagara Falls. Sometimes if we're in the mood, we'll just drive to the US.
Yeah.
They just check your passport. Where are you going? Shopping. Oh, have fun. Go. Sometimes some of my friends, not my friends, my relatives, they live in British Columbia. I think I can't. My geography is like bad right now. But some of my relatives, they cross the border from Canada. They go to the US, pump gas, as we say, but pump petrol basically. Right? So they pump petrol and they drive back because it's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's cheaper in the US. Actually.
US cheaper. Yeah.
US is cheaper.
I heard that in Canada
it's more expensive. Australia is on a whole nother level these days because of the situation and all that. But it's interesting. Like you get to travel and this and that. I find US to be like this. It's more interesting because like the northern part is like cold, and then the southern part is like tropical, almost tropical, and you have like Hawaii and all that. So it's very interesting. I recommend if maybe one of these days you meet more friends there, they might say, hey, why don't you come by and have a visit? Definitely. But I like to visit Florida one day. I always wanted to go to like Disneyland, like since I was.
So you haven't been in US? Or?
I've been to US, but not like Florida. I want to visit Florida. Florida. My sister goes to the US quite a bit.
And how you get the Canadian citizenship? It was easy?
Well, we have. That's kind of a long story, but to put it short, let's just say we applied for Canadian citizenship. Again, like I was very small, so when my parents applied, I think they applied first time early 90s. So that time the Sri Lankan Civil War was very bad. It was really bad. But first time, second time, I don't know, some reason we didn't get it. But when my father went to work in Ghana, we just thought, screw it, why not apply one more time if it doesn't come. But then that one came. So we're like, oh, okay.
Where you applied, from Ghana or?
I can't remember because that one, I think maybe one day you interview my father, he knows that.
But because it's interesting for me how people get the citizenship, because maybe we are thinking to get some new other citizenship in the future. It
doesn't hurt to try, right? I mean, you never know, try. Sometimes the countries you might not think, sometimes are the ones that open. Right? But basically we got citizenship. Interestingly enough, what happened was for us, we moved to Canada early 2000. Like we've been visiting Canada since 2000. But my family was living in Ghana. So on and off. But then like, unfortunately, schooling in Ghana, like they have good schools, but like they're all in the capital, right? And it's hard, and international schools and this and that. So when we got that Canada thing, we went to Canada. At that time, we bought our house soon, and we've been living there since, like Brampton. So last 24 plus years.
Years you've been there.
Yeah. So
now you left it, yes?
No, it's still there. It's just
still
my
Your parents.
my parents sometimes, my sister, not me. Like it's just back and forth, sort of thing. But I like to say that, like.
But why Australia? Is it possible to, or it's harder to study in Canada than Australia?
No. Both. It really depends. Unfortunately, in Western countries, how far you can go in that society depends on your passport. So I know, for example, with the Sri Lankan passport, right? Unfortunately, with the Sri Lankan passport, it's hard to get anywhere. But surprisingly, you can go to Singapore. You don't even need visa. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you don't really need visa. And even sometimes Dubai, you don't need. But most countries, it's hard to do, right? And because of the economic situation currently in this country, a lot of people are finding that okay, life may be hard here, so they try to go abroad. But then they're like, this country's having this problem, then this and that, so it's this is very good, bad. Oh yeah, that's one of I always found US to be very interesting, but the one thing, if hopefully I want
healthcare.
the healthcare,
It's
more than it's expensive, and even consider this, Sri Lanka being in its state, we still offer healthcare.
Yeah,
right.
Even
it's free. It's free. It's free. Healthcare is free. Education is free, but we pay for that with high taxes.
Yeah.
I think maybe interestingly, I don't know if your subscribers know, but as I was discussing with you, Sri Lankans pay more than 500% to buy a car here. So if you buy like a 3-year-old pickup truck, right? Maybe in the US you might be able to get one. Let's say let's be generous. Let's say $35,000, $40,000.
Yeah, here 100,000.
yeah. Here one pickup, a Toyota. You guys get this pickup truck called a Tacoma.
Yeah.
In Sri Lanka it comes as a Hilux. A 3-year-old Hilux will cost you more than $130,000.
Wow. Great.
But people buy. Whoever can afford it will buy.
Yeah.
So one of the most expensive cars you can buy in Sri Lanka is it's funny because in the US it's like so common. It's called a Toyota Land Cruiser. It's the big fat Toyota. Yeah. This car here is $500,000.
$500,000. And it's only less than 100 maybe thousand.
It's about 100 and let's say 115,000 in the US, but here it's $500,000, meaning probably
5 times higher.
Oh yeah, and crazy. Now because of this economic situation, most people don't want to use it, but because it doesn't get good gas mileage. But what's this?
Know about homeless in.
Can I eat?
You're hungry?
He speaks English already.
This one is a big plan. Let me give you a better one.
Okay.
This one has a big flavor.
He will give you better one.
Try this one.
You see, Baghdad already asking for cookies in English, and that's making me very happy. He already start using English in a lot of things. While before, when we came here, he didn't want even to talk. Yeah, he speak English, and sometimes we even spoke English with my wife, and he was angry about that. Why you are speaking English? I don't understand anything. But now he's himself speaking English. It's nice. This is one positive thing about being in Sri Lanka.
Wait.
He's even asking about the ingredients. It's okay, this one is good.
I think maybe.
We always eat.
Because I think those are the ones.
Yeah. Are you ever going back to Russia? No. We are not going back to Russia, and I think the next 10 years for sure, no. Most likely we go to another country or we stay here in Sri Lanka. So we're still not sure. We are thinking. We discussed the situation with the guys here. He has a very good, how to say, someone who knows very well. His cousin knows very well, people here knows the situation. I mean, about your cousin. He's knowledgeable. The word.
Oh yeah, he's
knowledgeable about the law here, about the life here, about everything.
Whenever I need something done, I call him.
Yeah, he's like
he knows.
Yeah.
Even I was telling you, you know the Sri Lankan bus system more than me.
I don't know the bus system. I just use the map, Google Map.
But when you told
Google
me,
Map.
when you told me 16317,
because I was looking at the same time at the map and talking to you.
But I think one good thing by traveling by this bus, I don't know how you travel by those buses. I don't like at all. I prefer to drive. Yeah. But you learn inside and out what the.
Yeah, because the same when we were in, but in Turkey, imagine in Turkey and even Dubai, Turkey is even harder to use the bus.
Really?
Because you can't pay the bus. You can't pay it by cash. Only with card. You have to buy a special card, fill it in some place,
Yeah.
put money there. If you are run out of money, you have to look for a place
You know,
to put the money in the card. Otherwise, you can't pay.
I'll tell you an interesting one. When I was in Ukraine, I remember I was in this, we call in Russian marshrutka. I think I said autobus marshrutka.
Yeah, little bus.
It's this
mini
little
bus.
cramped. It's so cramped. Right?
Yeah.
They don't consider your legs. You're like
Oh,
sitting like
yeah.
this. So I remembered one young girl. She said, "Передайте, пожалуйста." I'm like, why is this woman giving me money? Right? I look at her, I'm like, why are you giving me this?
Yeah,
She says, no, передайте. I'm like, what? What is передайте?
Because they have no space to walk.
Yeah.
They have special.
So then
chairs
one other girl, she saw I didn't understand. She said, no, you
give the money to others.
So I give. So then I'm just handing money back and forth.
Yeah, especially if you sit in the wrong place.
Yeah.
You will be all the ride working like that.
That's why later on so I try to avoid that.
Avoid that place.
I try
Just go
to
to by the
avoid
window or back or something.
I sit like
That's funny.
I get the corner seat and I wait for like a babushka to come and I just hide so they can do the periditing and I'll just sleep. Because a lot of the hospitals we had to, when I was doing my degree there, they're really far, right? So I had to go in this much because I didn't want to drive in Ukraine. Because I've seen all these interesting Russian dash cam videos of people like fighting. I'm like, I don't want any of that. I don't want none of that. So I'm like, bro, I'm good. So I'll just.
They can even fight you just because you. I mean, you. How to say in English? I mean, when you.
Overtake.
Overtake. Overtake.
So I'm like, I don't want any of that. I'll just take the marshrutka and like.
It's better, safer for you.
You'll meet a lot of interesting people. They ask me very like questions like, do you drink vodka? This and that. So like. But I had some interesting. Unfortunately, I couldn't because my Russian wasn't very fluent. So half the things they're telling me, like I just pretend I understand and I just go. But it was an interesting time. I think I learned a lot about Soviet because most of that part of Ukraine was Soviet like influence, right? So you get to see a lot of interesting like old Soviet hospitals and like the drawings. I really love that. In those old Russian buildings, they have all these like paintings and like statues and I always I'm like, oh, this is so interesting and like you can feel like at that time like these guys were like really serious, like they had this thing going. So it's very like interesting. So I feel like getting all of that, like now I feel like I'm not one-sided or other-sided. I've seen kind of like there are people who've been to like 50 plus countries. I know some of them and they tell me even more stories. So I one of my targets is like I want to explore more and
it's nice to explore the world. The difference is many countries who issue their own currency don't need taxes to fund these programs like free healthcare, as taxes just go to lessen the deficit from currency insurance.
Do you ever sleep in Sri Lanka? That's a good question. Usually,
sleep.
No, we don't sleep here. we just like, when my cousins are here, sometimes we just. One time I think I told you that Sudar, that cousin,
it's hard to sleep because of the heat.
For me, I don't mind. I'm used to it. I don't know about you, but I don't mind that. It's like, it's 12. This 12 o'clock here is not considered late.
Yeah.
Right? Like sometimes we have dinner at like 10 o'clock. And maybe the relatives leave at 2 o'clock. If it's like 4 o'clock, that's considered like, you should get going. Like now it's late. When we are not busy working and earning, we Sri Lankans, we like to relax, we like to enjoy. It doesn't matter.
Maybe it's really related somehow to the heat because in Algeria also they have the same habit. They usually when they have nothing to do, they sit like because it's so fresh at night. It's hot also in Algeria. It's like this north of Africa, but there are places very hot. And they also prefer to stay at night.
Fresh air. Normally a Sri Lankan, again, like you can meet a lot of other Sri Lankans. Each Sri Lankan has a different thing of what they enjoy. Like sometimes if you're bored with just like, that's the thing with Sri Lanka, like you can go like just 10 minutes and you can completely have fun somewhere,
Yeah.
and then go somewhere else and have more fun there. So you lot to do, but just depends. I'm more of like stay at home, enjoy, and then go swimming and then
Yeah.
sleeping.
People are different.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of your subscribers are like probably late.
Yeah, most of them. I don't know about them, but yeah, sometimes I stream at the early morning. I feel they have very early, late night, and they,
Yeah.
you want to watch it. Bogdan, what's water? Say it in English.
I want water.
Water?
I want to drink water.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me one.
Yeah. The interesting
Oh
thing
my
that
God,
they have
wait, all of it?
the water from the tap. It's clean. It's possible to drink.
Depends, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's possible to drink.
Yeah.
Very nice place here. It's about 20 kilometers from our home, and we are invited to this good
Thing is, you
place.
know, one thing is in Sri Lanka, you know, in the US where 20 kilometers should take you maybe, let's say, 25 to 30 minutes.
Oh.
But in Sri Lanka, 25 kilometers can take you 2 hours.
Ah, yeah, because the road maybe
Because, no, it's a lot of traffic.
and traffic, but not now.
Not now.
It's-
Now you
it's
can
nice.
go. Now you can go in 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah. So I prefer like, I don't know. I don't mind driving. I'm used to driving.
Yeah, but tell me about the funny story about the driving in Australia and driving here. What's the difference?
Well, okay. So I guess both countries drive on. In the
Yeah,
US, Canada,
on the
they
same
say
side.
that we drive on the wrong side of the road,
Uh-huh.
right? But like we always joke like, but we are in the right side of the car.
Uh-huh.
We are in the left side of the car.
Ah, yeah.
But I prefer left hand only because I'm left-handed.
Yeah.
So because I'm left-handed, I drive with my left hand, so I can easily rest on the door.
Yeah.
But when I drive in Sri Lanka, I still use my left hand, so I can't rest
Oh.
on the door. So I have to. It's a bit annoying for me. But so both Sri Lanka, Australia, we drive on the right side of the car, left side of the road.
But it's.
But let's just say in Australia and other Western countries, they actually give you space.
Yeah, give you.
In Sri Lanka, it's who has the bigger car.
Yeah.
If you have the bigger car, you have the right of way.
You have more.
That's why we drive a pickup truck. We have the right of way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't drive like that,
Yeah.
but that's kind
Yeah,
of
but
the
you feel more confident in the street.
more complicated. But then the problem is maneuvering that in our because our roads are very narrow.
Yeah.
So it's kind of it's
Yeah.
kind of let's just say I've hit a few things maneuvering that. So you can imagine, but it's all about getting used to it. So,
Yeah.
but like thing is like, you know, in the US and Canada and Australia, they like it's very strict, right? And also the thing is, people they are conditioned to like, oh, this person's, let's say this person's,
They respect the rules.
they respect it, and more so like, oh, this person's this lane is ending, this then I can get that. So let's say I'm driving on this lane and my lane is finishing. Sometimes it finishes. In Australia that happens a lot. Sometimes one lane just suddenly disappear, but just few centimeters before there's a sign saying this lane ending. But Sri Lanka, some roads, no sign, it just ends.
Yeah.
So here, then you have to like fight for the space. But Australia, when they see this guy lane, let's say this car lane ending, they stop. They give the light like go, you can go. But
Nice.
sometimes I enjoy driving. What I meant was I enjoy driving here because when I'm in because when I'm in Australia, I'm just like this.
Yeah.
And you know, speed limits in Australia are very strict. If you go 3 kilometers over, that's a $300 fine.
Wow.
Yeah, they're not joking.
Yeah.
US, Canada, it's like 10. I think 10. I could be wrong. It's
The
10.
guy from
Baby.
Tommy, I think from US.
Yeah. So in Sri Lanka, it's always an adventure, right? When you go, like, who is going to try to like come in front of me, or maybe a bus driver is coming, and
you are always aware.
so I'm always like excited and maybe do a bit of hand gestures and this and that.
You never feel bored.
It's exciting. It's exciting. but I'm used to those things, so it's perfectly okay.
But
No, I was thinking that
Yeah.
this Bogdan.
yeah, I think it's enough because I already streamed for 1 hour. I mean, it's midnight. We already spent a lot of time here, like already like 6 hours here. Or
I mean,
5 hours here.
no.
They swam, my wife and kid, for
Oh
3
my
hours. They were
God,
swimming.
they were there, I think 4. I don't even swim in that pool for like
I didn't swim.
that. You should have swam.
No, they are missing swimming, so
Ah.
they were very happy.
No,
swimming.
I was happy to see like, oh, they enjoy. If they
Yeah.
enjoyed a little bit, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Because in Sri Lanka, we always like to give good hospitality to
Yeah.
whoever visit our country. Even if you don't stay here, it's okay. You, as
Yeah,
long as you
yes.
enjoy your stay, hopefully you find a better place or whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but as
Yeah.
long as you enjoyed Sri Lanka, you enjoyed what we have to offer. It may not be perfect, but you know, it's
Everywhere it's not perfect.
it's home to me, and
Yeah.
I love this place no matter what. Despite its issues and this and that, I love it.
Yeah,
So
true.
I'm happy.
It's your native country.
Of course, I love Canada as well. It's my second home. Ghana is my third home. Everywhere is little home to me. So yeah,
Even Australia.
of course. So I hope I wasn't boring you guys. I know I talk a lot.
There
so.
are some people even watching from Australia. So.
Hope I didn't say anything wrong about it, but yeah. But
They will find you.
Huh?
They will find you there.
They'll find me there. Yeah. Oh, it was glad to meet you guys. So
Yeah, thank
yeah.
you for watching. Yeah.
Just take care, guys.
we
Yeah.
enjoyed our stay here, and this is my subscriber. I finally met him. We are in touch, and we became very close friends.
Good friends, yes.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and see you in
Take
my
care,
next
guys.
reviews and streams. Bye.
Bye bye.